Greetings, my friends, to the world of the unexplained and otherworldly, and so my first story. It was raining mercilessly when I decided to take a walk along the familiar paths of the forest. The water jets mingled with the dense foliage, creating the impression of a solid blanket of darkness. The dark night promised to be unfriendly, but I did not succumb to fear. Illuminated only by the light of the lantern, I began my journey deep into the forest. As I moved forward, the silence of the world grew thicker. The leaves on the trees rustled beneath my feet like living creatures craving my attention. My footsteps sounded muffled and uncertain. A sense of danger enveloped me like a shadow following my back. Soon I noticed that the lantern's light began to fade. I tried to check the batteries, but they were completely discharged. When I was left in complete darkness, I felt fear take hold of me. My heart began to beat much faster, and my every breath was filled with anxiety. In spite of all this, I decided to continue on my way forward. I knew I had to get out of this forest before it was too late. It seemed like an eternity as I made my way through the impenetrable darkness. But then, deep in the forest, I saw something that made me freeze. Far away, in the dark space between the trees, I could see a faint glow. It was a pale green color, and it seemed supernatural in that relentless darkness. My curiosity overcame my fear, and I decided to walk closer to examine the source of the light. As I was walking through the harmony of the forest's silence, two glowing eyes suddenly caught my attention. They were bright and intense, like fire piercing the darkness. I was seized by the feeling that these eyes were watching me, penetrating my soul and reading all my thoughts. Fear shackled my body, but the pull of those eyes was irresistible. I couldn't turn away, couldn't retreat. They drew me in like a magnet, and I began to approach the source of the light. The closer I got, the more they obscured everything else around me. I no longer noticed the trees, the leaves, or the sounds of the forest. There was only me and those eyes, consuming me with their presence. Suddenly, when I was a few steps away from the eyes, the light disappeared. The darkness enveloped me again, and I was left standing in total emptiness. It felt like my feet were stuck to the ground, and I couldn't move. My heart was racing, and I felt like every cell in my body was filled with anxiety. And then, suddenly, a silhouette appeared before me. A dark, misty image slowly loomed around me. I tried to make out his features, but they remained indistinguishable, as if covered by a mask of invisibility. He stepped closer, and I could feel his cold breath on my face. My body was in unbearable pain. Every cell, every nerve was tortured. I tried to scream, but no sound came out of my throat. My essence was disintegrating, as if it were decomposing into molecules. And suddenly, with the same suddenness as my eyes disappeared, everything stopped. The pain and fear vanished, and I was alone.